to the Mystery Mouse podcast. My name is Holly, and I'm coming to you from Colorado, where I live with my husband, David, and our 5 kids and our many pets. And today is May 5th. So I am finally back. I'm a little late again this week. We're trying to get through this birthday time. As I mentioned last week, we have a lot of birthdays this time of year. And I was going to record last Friday, and it had only been like a week and 2 days since I recorded before, and I just didn't feel like I had enough to talk about. So I'm here today, and I have a lot to talk about. So first of all, I'm drinking coffee in my little cup. This is a vintagey Fire King cup I got at an antique store. And I really like it. First of all, what I'm wearing. I don't think I've worn this on the podcast before, so I thought I would wear it today because I'm running out of things that I have knit to wear. This is just a fingering weight cardigan that I made up, and it's okay. It's very cropped, as you can see here, and so I find it a little difficult to wear sometimes because I think what I need to do is make like a black sleeveless dress that will go with everything, which would be really nice to have anyway, and then I could wear this with it because it's a little busy to wear on a lot of things. But it's out of 2 yarns. One is like a black with colored speckles, and I did the cuffs in that too. And this is from a dyer that I don't think is dyeing anymore. I can't remember who it is. I'll try to put it in the description box, but I don't think she's dyeing anymore. But it was called Pass the Funnies, and I have a thing about the funnies. When I was in college, I used to, we always had 2 newspapers. I went to a small college. We had 2 newspapers that would like float around the lunchroom, and at the end of the day, I'd always steal one of the funnies and go back to my room and cut out the ones I liked, and yeah, anyway. So I like the funnies. And then the other one is, I think it's a Madeline Tosh Optic or something like that. It's white with kind of black and gray speckles. So that was sort of my newspaper, my newsprint. And then I did the funnies for the other one. So I just wanted to do, and if you're looking for a pattern that's similar to this, I think there is one, something with time. It has the word time in it, and it's little thin stripes, so I'll look for that. I don't think it's a V-neck like this one, but I know it's like little 2-row stripes, so I'll try to put that in the description box below. But anyway, I just thought that I would wear this today. And okay, so my knitting. I have been knitting a lot. I feel like I'm not getting anything done because I'm making so many things, which is a little frustrating, but at the same time, I know that when I finally finish stuff, it's all going to get done at once, which is great, right? I'll feel a rush of creativity and all that, whatever. But I did finish one thing, and I don't have them to show you because I gifted them to my son, Teddy, and they were his birthday socks, so I'll put a picture in. And I knit this out of a tube, and I think I have the rest of the tube, yes. So this is what I have left. This is about the length that I did the 2 socks, so it's like I had enough for 3 men's socks. So I'm pretty sure I could make a pair of shorties for myself out of what's left. So this is it doubled. And if I put a cuff and heel and toe in this, I'm pretty sure I could make some shorty socks for myself, which is great. So this was from Sun Valley Fiber, and they had a ton of sock blanks. And these look like Regia or Opal in that they were self-patterning. And this was only 60 stitches, and I was a little worried because I always knit men's socks 72 stitches, but they fit him just fine. So, and I did an afterthought everything. So anyway, those are done. And so I finished something, and I didn't finish them for his birthday, but they were done like the morning of the day after his birthday. And I like woke him up like, wake up, I finished your socks. So that was fun. I got another sock blank. Is it in here? No. I got another, not a sock blank, but a sock tube to do for David, and he keeps asking me, did you finish mine yet? So I think I'm going to try to do those maybe for Father's Day, since that is coming up soon. But to be honest, I'm not in a huge rush to do those. Okay, so that's my only FO. But I have gotten a little bit of significant progress done on a couple of projects, which I'm really happy about. So, first of all, I have Toby's night sweater, which always looks like a disaster because it's just such a mess. So, here's Toby's night sweater. I finished one sleeve. Dun, dun, dun. Okay, it still needs to be sewn up. And I'm not sure about the cuff. I did this like a garter bind off. Like I did a row of knitting and then I bound off on knit. You know what I mean? So I'm just trying to kind of simulate the cast on in the beginning because I did this garter rib, which I really like, but I don't have that sort of chunky end. So I'm not positive about that, but I'm just going to leave it for now. And he's tried this on and it's fitting great. It's even a little bit long, the sleeve, because I'm really trying to think about, you know, I don't just want to make it barely big enough and he outgrows it in 6 months. So I just have to get the other sleeve stitches picked up. I have to pick up 80 stitches, 40 in the front and 40 in the back. And then I will just knit. And it's kind of nice now because I can just look at the other side and see what I did for the decreases and stuff. And hopefully it won't take too long. I say that because knitting sleeves is not my favorite thing. So the other thing that I made significant progress on, well, at least it was significant to me, is here in this bag by Stolen Minutes, is my Everywhere sweater. I'm always getting stuff stuck in the zipper. It's terrible. I bound off the body. Dun, dun, dun. And I tried it on. It's not exactly cropped, but it's like to my hip bone, probably just covering my hip bone. And I don't want it to be too long because it's pretty heavy, just because it's bulky weight and mohair, and so I really don't want it to be too long and just pull down. So if I want to add on to it later, I feel like that's very easy to do because, well, I mean, it's going to be more difficult once I pick up the button band and stuff, but I think what I'll be able to do is knit the sleeves and try it on again, because the sleeves, the arm opening is very large. So, and I know it's because it's ribbing, it's like just stretching out. So I think it really needs the sleeve to sort of hold on to it. So I'm going to be careful when I pick up these stitches that I don't know. I'll follow the pattern because I need to do that. But I am looking forward to having that a little more completed. So once I pick up the stitches on the sleeves and try the sleeves on before I knit the button band, I'll see if I want it to be longer. So I'm really, really happy that I've gotten this far on this because it's a little slow because it's ribbing and I'm just not a fast ribber. I want to be so many things, but so anyway, that is going along and I'm excited to be moving on from the body. And at least the sleeve stitches will be less than the body. I'm excited to use these. I bought these. I'm excited to use these. I bought these just for this project, these Knit Picks. Size 10.5, 6.5 millimeter, 8-inch double pointed needles. I don't really like doing sleeves with DPNs, but I think this will be good. These are very wide sleeves, so I don't think it will be too bad. So that is my Everywhere sweater. I have not worked on my Beauty and the Beast sweater. I promise that I will. I was thinking about it today. I cast that on for my birthday last year, which was in October. And so I think my goal is going to be to have that completely finished by my birthday this year. So I'm not going to stress about it. I'm just going to finish it by October, and I'll look forward to that. I promise I will work on it. I also have worked on my, Mary's Rosella shawl. I finished the short row section, so I'm ready to do the lace border, which is not very big, but it's ruffly, so there's going to be a lot of stitches. So I need to look at the pattern for that. That's why I haven't done that yet. New cast-ons. I have my Fosette. I'm knitting this for the Fosette Knit-a-long, which is a knit-along with Knitty McPurly. This is her pattern, and tons of people are participating in this knit-along. So I'm using some mini skeins that I got from, where do I have? Got all kinds of weird things in my bag. Okay. These are from Sun Valley Fiber. These are MCN fingering gradient skeins. There's 6 colors. And so I was going to pick a main color. Well, I was like, oh, this is MCN. I want to get like a cashmere base to dye up my main color. So I did that. I bought from my Bear Yarn supplier, I bought a very nice, I think it's even fancier than MCN. It's like merino cashmere silk. It's beautiful. It's so soft. Well, then I was trying to pick a color. So I took some yarns that I had already, I already had. And I found this one. Now this is the fingering weight yarn that I used for Cogsworth in my Beauty and the Beast sweater. So it's just this really nice chestnut brown. And this is a Hobby Lobby hand-dyed, their Yarn Bee hand-dyed yarn, which, by the way, is that going away? I'm not sure. They moved the yarn all around at my Hobby Lobby, and the hand-dyed yarn is not prominently displayed anymore. It's just kind of like stuck in a cubby. So I'm kind of worried. So if you know about that, please let me know. I'm just curious. Anyway, so I held this up with all my colors, and I thought it looked really nice. I'll try to put a photo in because I don't want to, I have all the balls wound up. I don't want to try to hold them all. But, and I was like, okay, I'll just try to dye like this exact color. And then I was thinking about it, and this is almost an entire skein. I mean, I just used it for the color work on that one little section of my Beauty and the Beast sweater. And I was thinking about it, and I'm like, why am I trying to reinvent the wheel for this sweater? I'm just going to use this. So I'm just going to use this. And I've cast on, and I'm in the middle of a bobble row. And I'm really interested to see how this turns out. I mean, brown is kind of like interesting choice, right? Yeah. Well, I hope it's not hideously ugly, but I think it looks nice. I think, all right, so let me show you what I've got. So I started with the green. It's like this kind of sea foamy green. And then I did this variegated. Let me see if I can find the ball of the variegated. Okay, so it kind of, if you just look casually at it, it just looks like it's green and yellow, but it has a little pink in it. It's probably blowing out, I'm not sure, but it's really pretty. So when I was knitting it up, I was like, yeah, I really like this. So then I put the brown in, and I think it's contrasting nicely. I'm kind of hoping for, a Sleeping Beauty woodland cottage look. That's what it reminds me of. So after I finish, I'm doing the first bobble row, and I'm doing it with, lost it. Doing it with this. So after that, I think I'll do, because I have to play fast and loose with my colors because I have too many colors, like way too many colors. So then I'm going to do another brown, I think in the color, there's like a rounder something of brown, or, color A. So I'm going to use the brown, and then I think I'm going to go on and do the yellow, and then this, which is really pretty. It's like rose and sprucey green, foresty green, and then probably some more brown, and then this rosy pink. And then I also have this blue. My yarns are a mess. This blue that has some different colors in it. So what I'm trying to kind of do is do like 2 of my mini skein colors and then some brown. And then 2 of my mini skein colors and then some brown. So we'll see how it goes. It's going to be interesting. Things are always interesting here, right? Because I can never just knit the pattern. I have knit this pattern. I thought I would show it to you. Just hold it up. This is the Fosette that I did before, and I really love it. This I did do with DK weight, which it's supposed to be DK weight. So what I did with this one was I just went up a size. I had my size marked on my digital copy. So I just went up a size, and but I did not go down a needle size because I knit this with a 6, you know, for the main body. So I'm knitting this with a 6 also. So because I want it to be a real light and airy. I'm not worried about the color work showing because I'm a pretty tight knitter, I think. Not super tight, but I'm not a loose knitter for sure. So anyway, I did only use 3 colors here. I think I also messed with the color placement on this one too. So I actually have plans because she extended the end of the knit-along through June, I think through the end of June. So I have this Christmassy bag here, which is just a bag I made myself. Oh, and this bag is from Susan of Delightful Works, and it's perfect for my warm woodland feel that I'm going for. So in this bag, I have started to collect some things. First, some mohair. And some non-mohair. And okay, so that's all that's in here right now. Well, anyway, I know that I have a leftover of fingering weight red. And I'm sure I can get my hands on some undyed fingering weight. I'm going to make a Christmas one with mohair. I'm super excited about it. So I got to push myself through this one so that I can do that. So those are my Fosette plans. Big plans. We'll see what happens. All right. One other thing that is sort of a new... not really a cast on, but a new project is that I did start my spinning. This is, everything I own is covered with my hair. This is the fiber I got from Greenwood Fiber Works, and I think it's bamboo and merino silk bamboo, and it's beautiful. It's so funny because, you know, when you go to a yarn event, a lot of times people come back with all the same color yarn, like they buy all teal yarn or all pink yarn, or, you know, they're like in a mood that day. And so I always try really hard not to do that because it kind of drives me a little nuts. But it's not lost on me that those minis that I just did for my Fosette were kind of the same colors as this. It's kind of those pastel, like earthy pastels, I would say. But anyway, this is about half of the braid. So I split it in half, and then I just drafted that and I spun it this way, and I'm going to split the other half in halves and spin them back to back. I think that's a fractal spin, right, spinners? I think that's called a fractal spin. So that's my plan for that, and that did not take long, and it was nice. But you know what? I did not get any oil over my spinning wheel, and it's starting to clack when I spin. Like it's starting to click, click, click. So I really, 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 really need to oil it. So before I do anything else with the other half of that, I got to do that. All right, I have a few yarn acquisitions. First of all, I have finally bought the yarn for Teddy's vest. Here, let me show you the pattern. A couple episodes ago, he picked the pattern for this vest, and it is this. let's see, V-neck vest by Mary Lynn Patrick. And this is in an issue of Knit Simple, which I don't know, is Knit Simple even out there anymore? This is from, what is this from? It's from the early fall of 2017. So anyway, that's a DK weight vest, so I bought 6 balls of this Swish DK in the Delft Heather color. I hope it's enough. I didn't even really check. I'm like, maybe, you know, 6. But I'm sure if I need to, I can get some more. But this is what he wants, and he wants me to do it all special, like don't do the pattern the first time, go up a little. Okay, anyway, so you can go back and watch that episode if you're really that interested. It was very interesting for me to see what he thought of that. So I'm going to cast that on. And I bought yarn to re-knit my Once Upon a Time sweater. Now, you might be saying to me in your... Now, you might be wondering why I am going to re-knit my Once Upon a Time sweater, because it's all done. Here, I will put a picture here. I think it's... I don't know what side to put it on. But I am going to try to write the pattern for this sweater. It's a little daunting. I find that I enjoy a challenge, but when I feel overwhelmed, I have a hard time getting started. But I bought this yarn. I bought Swish DK because I wanted to get an affordable yarn that was easily accessible to everybody. These are the colors I got. So I just tried to kind of approximate the colors in my original. And these are DK because my original is in worsted weight. And I think I knit that with Cascade 220. And I just wanted it to be, I wanted it to be smaller. And because it turned out really oversized, which is fine. And I wear it all the time, like as a big comfy around the house sweater and sometimes as a coat. But I kind of like it to be more of a traditional cardigan. So I thought, well, I'm going to kind of look at my original numbers and try to figure out what I did. You know, I'm just going to like count my ribbing and stuff like that. And I'm going to knit it in DK, and I might take out a few stitches here and there. And I'm especially hoping that it will shorten up the length quite a bit. So I need to really think about what I'm doing. But I'm just going to try to knit it in DK. And plus it's, you know, stranded color work. And so that makes it quite heavy also. So in DK, it will just be a little lighter. So for the main color, I got Dove Heather. And then I got Loam Heather for the spinning wheels. Rainforest Heather for the Enchanted Forest. Marine Heather for the Snowflake. Honey, which they didn't have a good heather that was a gold. Honey for the crown and the accents on the teacup. And then in my original, I have a dark red, a light red, and a pink. So the dark red I used for the Queen of Hearts heart on her crown, and for the apple, I have like a Snow White apple with a big bite taken out of it. And this I just used in the sleeves. So I don't know, I don't know. I'll have to think about it because this is really a pink. And then the light pink I used for the teacup. You know, the teacup is kind of hard to see in my original because the contrast is very low. So maybe what I'll do is do this for the teacup and this for something else. Anyway, and then I have a purple, which I think also is just in the sleeves because I wanted a whole rainbow. So I think that's all. So anyway, I will eventually want some pattern testers to test for me. I have at least one person who said they would test for me already, which is really nice and shows a lot of faith in me that I hope it's not misplaced. But I have to figure out pattern grading, and this is going to be good because I already have sort of a sample, even though I want to change it. It's just a new skill set, so I need to just dive in and do it. So I think that's all my acquisitions. Okay. I've got shop news and then some book talk and then a quick life update. So first of all, for shop news, in my shop Mystery Mouse Yarn Company on Etsy, I will be having a shop update on Friday, May 12th at 12 p.m. Eastern. Right? Yes. Friday, May 12th, 12 p.m. Eastern. And let me show you what I'm going to have in the shop. I am excited about this. First of all, this May, it's actually May 10th, is Grady's 2nd birthday. He's going to be 2. So I thought in honor of his birthday, we would do some of his favorite books. So I have 2 books, his 2 very favorite books that we read every day, multiple times. So I'm very excited to show you. First of all, Little Blue Truck. I think David's mom got us this for Grady his first Christmas. And we read this like every time Grady goes to sleep. We have to read this. He calls it Beep Beep. So I have dyed a Little Blue Truck sock set. So here's Little Blue Truck. It's just a beautiful bright blue with some speckles of brown because Little Blue Truck gets dirty. And this yellow mini skein, which is for the dump truck. So let me show you, because this is important stuff here, guys. So here is Little Blue Truck trying to help the dump truck out of the mud puddle that he gets stuck in because he's so nice. And so this is the sock set. And can you imagine, knitters, if you knit something with this for that new baby in your life and gave them this book to go with it? A little sweater or some baby socks or a little tiny blankie. Be so cute and very thoughtful. If you know a knitter that's having a baby and you wanted to give them the yarn and the book, I think that would be a great present also. So anyway, that's Little Blue Truck sock set. Grady's other favorite book is Brown Bear, Brown Bear. What do you see? Brown Bear, Brown Bear, what do you see? I have this book memorized. I proved it to my kids the other day. So what I have done is I have dyed up 9 mini skeins of all of the animals. Now, I did not do the teacher and the children because I just didn't have it in me. But I do have all of the animals. 9 mini skeins. This is almost 2 full skeins of yarn. So we have Brown Bear, Brown Bear. What do you see? Red Bird, Red Bird. Yellow Duck. I'm trying to do them in order. Blue Horse. Green Frog. Purple Cat. White Dog. Black Sheep. And Goldfish. So what is so great about these is that these are just wonderful baby and kid colors, and they would be great for any kid. You can make a rainbow out of these. It's basically a rainbow plus black, brown, and white. So this is just a great thing to have in your stash if you need some colors for color work. Or once again, I think this would be a great gift to make something and gift the book also. So that is going to be in the shop in honor of Grady's birthday. So I also I wanted to start dyeing some yarns based on classic books because I love classic books. I enjoy them all the time. So I have dyed this, which is inspired by Treasure Island. It's not really inspired by this cover, as you can see, but this reminds me actually of the cover of a video cassette we have of Mr. Magoo's Treasure Island. And I just think it looks really tropical, so it's really pretty. It's like aqua and teal and and green and a little yellow. So this is Treasure Island. That will also be in the shop on Friday. And I am going to have a Nancy Drew Mystery Sock Club just for the summer. So for June, July, and August. And I'm going to put up an inspiration photo of the cover of the Nancy Drew book that I'm dyeing the yarn from. So the cover will be the colors of the yarn, and it will be a sock set. I'll probably do 2 mini skeins because I really, once you start doing 2 mini skeins, it's hard to go back. It's just fun to pick colors that go together. So I'm going to put the photo up right here, right now. And this is your first sneak peek. This is going to be a pre-order. So the it's going to be a mystery, and you will be able to order it now through the beginning of June. On June 1st, I will close the listing and make up those sock sets and send them out. So you will have those to knit during the month of June. And then about halfway through June, we will do this all over again, and I'll put up the picture for July, and it'll be open until July 1st, so etc. So that is going to be for this summer, so I'm excited about that. I hope you'll check it out. And also, if you are wanting to get an advent calendar, my Christy for Christmas advent calendar is up in the shop right now. There's not too many left. They're steadily going, I'll put it that way. So if you really want one, I wouldn't wait too much longer. Let's do a little bit of book talk. I want to tell you what I have been reading. Oh, first of all, I finished Anne of Green Gables. I cried when Matthew died. I knew I was going to cry. That's why I did not want to read it. I didn't want to get to the end. But, and even though I knew it was coming, it's just like when I read Little Women. I always cry when Beth dies in Little Women every time. But it was so good, and I'm really looking forward to continuing in the series. I want to read Anne of Avonlea, but I don't have it. I don't have books 2 and 3. I only have 4. I have like 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, if there's 9. Anyway, so I still need to pick up a couple of those, but I really enjoyed that. And I'm currently reading this, Miss Reed Thrush Green. This is the first Thrush Green book, so I'm really enjoying this. This is just a super relaxing read, and it's interesting. I think the whole book takes place in one day, with like a bunch of flashbacks. So it's really interesting. These Miss Reed books are just like character studies of people and little glimpses into rural English life, and it's just beautiful and very relaxing if that is what you need. So I'm enjoying that right now. And then I have a little tiny book haul because I went to the thrift store with my friend last weekend, and I bought a few things. First of all, I got this board book, The Mitten by Jan Brett. And, you know, Jan Brett has several children's books that have knitting in them. So, and I don't have any of them. And they've been on my radar for a while. So this one's about a mitten. And it's a Ukrainian folk tale, which is really interesting. It's about this little boy who wanted a white mitten, and his grandmother said, "You'll lose it in the snow." And he did. And then all these animals like go get inside it, and it keeps getting bigger and bigger while they get inside of it. And the really interesting about Jan Brett, and she does this in her other books too, the ones that I've seen, is she'll have this little picture on the sides of something that's happening off camera. It's like, meanwhile, what is the little boy doing? So over here it has a little boy, what he's doing while his mitten is lost. And then on this side, she has like what is about to happen. So like here, this is where the badger is coming to get in the mitten. And on the next page, it's going to be the fox. So I just think that's interesting. It's kind of like anticipating what is going to happen. I think that's cool. I also picked up this, A String and the Harp. This is a Newbery medal, or is it an honor book? It's an honor book, and it looks really interesting. I do not read the back of books, so I looked at the cover, and I looked at the inside, and I looked at the date it was published, and that was enough for me. So I think this is going to be an interesting book. I've never heard of this book, but it looks it looks like it might be time traveling. So that's cool. And I think it was published in the 70s. And then I got this. I remember reading this book when I was a kid. And I think I just must have gotten it from the library because I don't think I have it. Sometimes I buy books again, and that's okay. But I don't think that I have this. And this is just a really fun book about a boy who, there's some jewel robbery, and there's a donut machine. And yeah, it's that kind of book. So it's good. And I was very excited to see this. I actually saw this first. Do you guys remember this? This is published in the 90s, and it was a big deal. And I seem to remember going somewhere where they had some of the paintings for this book on display, and they were huge because, of course, they're super detailed. I mean, and it's just, I love this like otherworldly feel of, oh, I gotta find a good one. Hold on. I also love the style of this. It's in sort of a naturalist notebook kind of style. Like they have like Leonardo da Vinci kind of style paintings with notes, sketches. But I love the huge like imagination and the scope of it. It's just beautiful. And it's fascinating too because of course they have dinosaurs and people like living in harmony together, which is very interesting. I mean, can you imagine if that happened? That would be so cool. So I just wanted to get this. I don't remember the story too much, but I think it's kind of like a guy gets shipwrecked with his nephew or something, and they find this place, you know, that's been cut off from the world. And so anyway, I'm just so happy to have this just to look at. But I'm sure I'll be reading it too. So now for a quick life update. As I told you last time, we're in birthday Mageddon, as David called it to me the other day. We're almost done. We just have Grady's birthday in a couple of weeks, or I don't know, a few days. I don't know. Soon. We've already bought him presents. He's going to be 2, so it's not like he's expecting too much. But besides birthdays, we have had some chicken drama. So we have 8 chickens. They're in an igloo cube in the backyard, and they have a little run. Like we, you know, the igloo comes with like a 6-foot run, and did it come with a 6-foot run? And we extended it and got the 9-foot run. Well, we have 8 chickens. It's still not a big area. And we noticed that some of the chickens were pecking Lucy. Lucy is our Rhode Island Red. She's the only Rhode Island Red we have. The other ones are all Wyandottes. And so they're all black and white, speckly chickens, and she is like a red-brown chicken, you know. So we're like, oh no, they have singled Lucy out as being the different one, and they're pecking her. I don't know. But she had this little wound on the back of her tail, so we quickly, you know, took her out of the coop. We brought her inside. We cleaned up her tail, and David ran out and got some spray, some antibiotic spray for it, and we kept her in the house. Well, we kept her in the house during the night, and then we wanted to put her back out, and so we decided we're going to have to build a little enclosure for them. So we did that. We had a couple rolls of chicken wire already, and David bought some stakes. We put them in the ground, and we put the chicken wire around. We zip tied it, and we made this nice little pen. So we put Lucy in the pen. This is after a couple days. We let the other chickens out. They were all like, whoa, what's this big land, you know? So they came out, they're, you know, all excited. They're eating the weeds, you know, and stuff that were in the grass. And then, so we're like, oh, good, this fixed the problem. Well, the next day, you know, we went back out there, and they were pecking her again. At least a couple of them were. So we put all the other chickens back into their original run. We let Lucy have the pen, and we thought we're just going to have to wait until she heals up, because a lot of the resources that we looked at say that they're attracted to the bright red from where she's been pecked, and she's bleeding, poor thing. and they're just curious as to what it is, because they weren't pecking her anywhere else. They weren't trying to peck her to death or anything. They were just like, what's this? And they were pecking it. So all the things we say, okay, the chickens might not have enough room, or they might be bored. And so we're going to have to get them some chicken toys, which seems really silly. I mean, how did chickens live in barns and stuff? I guess they probably just had more room to go around. And but today they seem to have been better. But it was funny because on Wednesday night we went to church, and David came back right after, and it was just, you know, had gotten dark. And so all the other chickens in their run had put themselves to bed, so he just had to shut the door. And Lucy is standing on top of the coop, so she was trying so hard to get into the coop that she flew up out of the little pen to try to get as close as possible as she could. So poor thing, she was trying really hard to be good. So we know that she can get out if she wants to, but she's been a good girl, and she's so sweet. Like if we come out and we let her out in the yard, she'll just kind of follow us around. She's very sweet. So it's been interesting having chickens. It's been an adventure, and I'm enjoying it, really. You know, you can kind of see they're all different. Some of them are kind of fat, and some of them are not. Like Lucy's not very fat. We have a couple of Wyandottes that are pretty fat, and I don't know. It's just interesting. So besides our chicken drama, let's see. Oh, I have a Mother's Day tea coming up the day before Mother's Day, and David's parents are supposed to be coming into town, and they should be here. So I'm hoping my mother-in-law and my mom and my daughters, we can all go to the Mother's Day tea at our church. That will be really fun. I'm helping out with that, so I've been kind of busy with that. And I think that's about it. We finished co-op for the year, for the school year. That ended at the end of April. And so that won't start up again until September. So we have a little bit more time. So that's kind of why I had time to dye yarn, because we finished co-op, and so we're still doing school, but it's a little more casual. So I am happy about that too. I think that's all I have for you today. Please check out the shop update Friday at noon Eastern, daylight savings time, I suppose. The Mother's Day mystery sets have been mailed out, so if you ordered one of those, you should be getting that in a day or two. And I hope you enjoy it and have a happy Mother's Day. And I will talk to you soon. Bye.